Stay chill. All righty. Let's see what we got here. Waiting on everybody to go through. While we kicking on that, ladies and gentlemen, Bell Kings Fantasy Football League. It's your man Tony D, aka the Random Multi Broadcast. I am up here with my man Fireman Rich from the Morning Coffee. Used to be primarily on Twitch. Now he is using Rumble Studio, but he still multi streams to Rumble, Locals, Twitch, YouTube, Facebook. Rich, how in God's name are you?
Doing great, Tony. First of all, thank you very much for being my broadcast earlier, and it's great to be here with you, sir. And my brother veteran, good friend and fellow broadcaster there, being on your broadcast this Sunday, which is a good day to be broadcasting it. And I hope everybody out there is enjoying their weekend.
Gotcha.
Okay. I'm getting you up on the big board here.
No, you're good. Go ahead and check everything. I'm checking everything as well. Maybe Brian will jump up. I can see Ted's busy doing his thing. Any of the other league members, for the record, I did post a comment on the league chat on the NFL.com app. For those who do not know, this league is based on NFL.com. The membership and the games are played through NFL.com. The information comes primarily from NFL.com. So to any league members who see this now or they see this later, please download the app to your phone, your iPad, your computer, whatever. Stay on top of the notifications, leave your notifications on, check the league chat. And I need verification of membership. The season starts next Thursday, September 4th, 2024. Tina, how you doing? Thank you for coming through.
Hi, Tina.
To verify the members, making sure everybody is still in, everybody's still interested. Whether we have a league or not, we will be broadcasting. I have no problem doing the broadcast once a week. I do want to keep the league going. I do want to make sure the members are there. I know people's situations may change. Some people may feel overwhelmed with too many leagues. I get it. I just want to verify the membership. You have to excuse my son in the background over there. I've got a 10-year-old and it's a Sunday. He has eaten. Sadie, how you doing? Thank you for coming through. Rich, I have not been privy or kept myself up with the preseason. Is there anything you could run down, give your synopsis, your expectations, your excitements? Go for it, man. Go for it.
Well, other than the fact looking forward to Bell Kings Fantasy Football, as far as getting the band back together, I guess you could say, as far as on the Sunday and stuff. The preseason this year has been, I think, exceptional compared to years past. You're not seeing, whether they win, the teams win or lose, because the Bills have lost every game. There's been actually 3 full weeks of preseason, because I counted 4 weeks because I'm counting the Hall of Fame game as the first week, even though there was 1 game. But there's been 4 weeks of good football, a lot of good play. Getting to see, if anything, preseason, it gives a preview. People sort of shun preseason, but I think it's an opportunity. And this preseason, for me at least, compared to years past, has been great, because you're seeing other players coming in from another league, and I'm talking about the UFL, that are making a presence known. And there's Brian. Good morning, Brian. Get your ass up here, boy. I didn't mean to say that.
Brian, I just dropped the comment and the link in the chat, bro. You come on up. I'm sharing this broadcast.
So, I think a lot of people are he can kick my ass then. But I think a lot of people with the preseason, they're not interested. That's fine. That's their prerogative and stuff. They're waiting for the regular NFL. And I'm thinking, if anything, because the Buffalo Bills have played crappy, but they're playing most of their second. Hey, Brian.
Young man, am I going to have to wash your mouth out with that?
Yeah, you're going to have to wash. I'll give you that. Yeah.
Gosh.
I say that jokingly, okay? Just take it for what it's worth. I've known you long enough.
No, I'm proud of you. I'm like, all right. Okay,
yeah, when I said that, I'm saying in my mind, did I actually freaking say that? It's like, holy crap.
Yeah, I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you.
No,
like,
that's a slip there. So glad to see you, Brian.
Use profanity. It's a good day to play the lottery. Hell has frozen over, ladies and gentlemen.
But preseason for me, though, Tony, just to finish up real quick, I've enjoyed it. I think, if anything, it was an opportunity to see some gameplay. I don't think it's going to you can't say that this team's going to be better than the other based on preseason, because preseason is a whole different ball game. When we get week 1, it's business, and I imagine all the teams will be coming out. But I would have to say the gameplay, if anything, back in USFL, the spring league, that was just a tad above college, if equal to a tad. Preseason has been above USFL gameplay, I would say, and stuff. It's just because they're able to do things that they don't, like the one play. It had to have been a highlight last week when Mahomes threw it behind his back, and then when you get the rest of the story, I guess when he did that, he was pissed off at all his players. He said, "Screw it, I'm going to throw it behind the back to Kelsey," and that was a good. I guess he gained some yardage on that. It was a good spur of the moment thing there. So it's just interesting things you'll see on preseason that you won't see on the regular season.
Yeah.
Brian, go ahead and jump in. You two got more in the preseason than I do, man. You two running this. I'm sharing this
I've
out.
only seen a few preseason games yesterday. Like I saw a little bit of the Texans going on. Well, I saw a little bit afterward because I had to go to a memorial service yesterday. But when I got home, I caught like last of the third to fourth quarter. So, but what I mean, a lot of up and coming talent, man. I mean, it's gonna be good. It's gonna be a fun
Texans
season.
look good. They look good this year, along with Chicago. Those are the two teams that impressed me the most in this preseason.
Yeah, I mean, because I was like watching the Hard Knocks with the Chicago Bears. I mean, once they start getting in the rhythm, man, it's gonna be good.
How was that broadcast? Was that a good Hard Knocks?
Hard Knocks, it's really good. It's like an inside. So when people, so you got some people that do know what goes on behind the scenes, and then you got people who think they know, but then now you actually see what goes on behind the scenes. You're like, oh, okay. And and yeah, I mean, so it's really good. So if everybody wants like an insider perspective of what really goes on behind the scenes of how they make their decisions, what they're looking for in their tight positions, or what they could do to help improve, and then then you see like coaches making tough decisions because like during the preseason, you got 100 some odd guys, and then by the time week 3 hits, it's like, okay, now you got to trim it down to 53 guys. So who's going to be the other guys?
All right, let me cut y'all off. I apologize. Twitter comments, pop up like that. Phenomenal.
Yeah.
Twitch comments is good. Facebook comments, make sure your Facebook is on public if you use a restream, ladies and gentlemen. Big ups to Glick for telling me that last year. I do remember that. He has been correct on that. For Twitter, you have to comment in the broadcast, not on the comment section for it to be seen. I am seeing and notice that. So I'm checking all this out while you all are talking. Like I said, I didn't have much on the preseason. I haven't watched any games. I got to get caught up on the highlights, and we all know sports news has been kind of Olympic driven. College football did start yesterday. I get it. Live and all the other craziness. They've been talking. Things haven't really started being solidified, in my opinion, with the teams and the rosters. I believe the rosters should be set this week. I may be wrong, but once the rosters are set, I will be ready to do the draft. Let me be clear. It makes no sense to make a draft when the rosters aren't set. You don't know who you're picking up, and then who you're picking up gets dropped or has an injury for the rest of the season. And now you're sitting here looking for a trade for somebody who got one of your primary players, and all you had to do was be patient. I'm in control.
That's why, like me, what I have done and what I've always done when I first got introduced to fantasy football was I have my rough draft, and then I have my alternates, because I know everybody's going to go after these names. However, people that overlook these other guys, that's how like I picked them up, because later in the season they're like, yeah, so and so's a sleeper. I'm like, yeah, I already knew that.
You already knew it, exactly.
I'm already ahead of the game right now. And then also too, like I pull up another tab of like who's on the injured list, so that way I can go ahead and mark out. I see who got the injury, how long they're going to be out. So it's like I keep my eye on it just in case if I got any more spots on my roster. It's like, okay, I can pick them up. However, though, I'm still leave. Like if I got like 3 or 4 spots left, I'm holding on. I mean, I'm a pick who I think with certain teams, but other than that, it's like shit. Oop, I said a bad word. Sorry, Rich.
No, that's
my potty mouth.
It's good.
But yeah, Tony's like language.
Well, yeah.
But yeah, so that's basically, just kind of keep an eye on the injury report, how long they're going to be out, because if they're a key player, because we all know, like, once week 6, week 7 turns around, then all of a sudden now all the teams are going full bore, because like the first few games, we all know it's like, okay, see how they're gelling, see how they work, and then once you build up the camaraderie and everything, and then boom, they're off to the races.
Gotcha.
So which is good.
So between the two of you, I see you, Rich. I appreciate it. Between the two of you, Rich has had eyes on a couple teams. I know you've had your eyes on the Texans. Brian, I'm gonna tell you, take the floor first with your expectations with the Texans and what they've done.
Mm-hmm. I mean, with the newest additions, I mean, it's huge. But also too, the AFC South. I mean, Mike Patton would agree. It's like it's gonna be a division to look out for.
Sasha, I see you down there. Brian, you may not remember Sasha. He's in one of the rooms on Cantina. Big ups to him. Big ups to the Tango Bar and Grill room. Big ups to my man, dude. They told me we can throw it in there. They've been checking the broadcast out. I appreciate y'all. We get ready to start season 3, man. Thanks for coming through. Put the word out. Bring everybody up in here. I'm at 15 sets of eyes right now. Thank you all. Thank you all. Thank you all. Brian, please continue. My apologies.
So, yeah. So the AFC South, look out. I mean, probably like the only team that's probably on the rebuild right now is Jacksonville, but like Tennessee with their additions.
Tennessee's on a major rebuild.
Yeah. But don't sleep. Don't put it past them. And then like the Indianapolis Colts. I mean, Anthony Richardson's coming back from his AFC. Come back from the concussion. So, and then plus him with all the other guys, which I'm so happy for, because I'm just like, oh man, because Indianapolis is going to be a force.
Yes.
So it'll be like it was 2-3 years ago, where you got damn near everybody in the division like fighting for position because everybody has like the same record, essentially. So we'll see how that goes. But then, I mean, as far as like the NFC goes, I mean, Philadelphia probably it's a 50-50 deal because they lost some good, valuable key players. The Giants, same thing with them.
I don't know what's going to happen with the Giants. I got no expectation for the Giants. None. No. Especially that division. Good Lord. I have none. I don't know what they're going to do. Sasha, stop that crazy.
Wow.
Stop that. I would love to hear from Mike Patton sometime this season. Rich, I see the banner. Appreciate it. I got to bring the banners up myself. For those who do not know, our homeboy Mike Patton, he was on Hats with us.
Very knowledgeable.
On the AFC South. He is privy on the AFC South, and he has been one of the inside information guys on the NFL. I will say on sports as well. Compared to all of us, he's getting a deeper dive than we do. I look forward to him joining the broadcast at any time. We've got thoughts. We've got expectations. He'll have more of an inside scoop. So he's pretty much the general as far as I'm concerned.
Oh, yeah.
What we got here? Daniel Jones looked off on the I heard.
Yeah.
He's still trying to get used to that format.
Once again, Brian, I apologize for cutting you off. Please continue, man.
Yeah, like one of my coworkers, she's a big Cowboys fan, and she's pretty much disappointed with the whole CeeDee Lamb situation.
I am too.
Because they're like saying for him to have that contract, he's got to have 10 to 15 passes per game, and I'm going,
he'll get that,
huh?
He'll
get
that.
But the thing about it is, though, it's like, have you guys not paid attention? But then again, I forgot this is the Dallas front office. They're going to stick with the formula that has pretty much what they thought redeemed, that they're going to continue. So I told my coworker, I was like, hey, just to let you down easy. And I showed her that, and she just goes, man, come on. And I said, hey, don't worry. I got a buddy up in Cleveland that feels the same way about his Cleveland Browns. I said, so when he dies, he wants the whole offensive line to lay him down on the ground so he could be let down again.
Sasha, I will say this: they need to pay Dak. They need to pay Dak and CD. Right now, you almost got some of the quarterback. You got Dak, you got CD, and you got Zeke. Y'all are in place. I don't know what to expect from Zeke. I gotta say this too. I've seen Zeke do good, but I've always said he's been on a decline for a while. Now that he's back, I want to see what he's going to do. We know what he can do. I want to see what he's going to do.
And he ain't going to do much. Which is kind of foolish that they re-signed him. Even though like
they got rid of Tony Pollard. It's not foolish. Tony Pollard's gone, Zeke is back. He knows the offense. He knows the offense. He is a number one draft. He is one of the top draft picks.
How long was Zeke? He was only gone for what? One season?
I want to say it's like one season.
Yeah, 1 season. Yeah.
Two. Was it two?
Was it two? Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, it was two. Okay, thank you. We know what Zeke can do. Does he have a line to do it? Is he going to be healthy? Has he had an injury while he was at the Patriots? Did he have any injuries with the Patriots?
No, he was only used in certain schemes. I was like he was rarely on the field.
I don't think he got the ball a lot. I wasn't going to say he wasn't really, but they had a lot of people.
But then it's per usual with New England. Like that's why I don't draft running backs from New England because it's always a carousel. They're like, okay, so and so you're going to be playing in the first quarter and then second quarter. Then all of a sudden you guys are alternating, and then so pretty much you really can't solidify like this will be your starter on your fantasy roster. So it's just kind of like. Because they don't have
the ball around. Yeah, they spread the ball with everybody.
Yeah, they don't have a definite starter, so like you really can't.
It is no disrespect to the team, but it's not good for fantasy. You know what I'm saying? So, Rich, you understand that, right, Rich? When it comes to fantasy, you want the player that's going to get you the points. You got teams that play everybody.
Oh yeah,
you want the player that's going to get you the points on that squad.
Right. It's all about points and stuff like that. And I've got some charts there. I'm going to be going to when we go to the regular broadcast as far as who's number one as far as right now. Josh Allen, he's the hot hand, number one of the quarterbacks I know for fantasy football. I think any chart you look at, he's going to be number one because he's going to be, even though the Bills may tank, he's going to get the points because he has
exactly.
He's got the completions and stuff. So even like even when Baltimore was in the dire straits there, Lamar Jackson still came through on the fantasy football.
Way to go, Rich. You made Brian pull out his notepad. Here we go.
No. Because I think there's like a guy on the Bills who they said like, don't overlook him because
is that their new receiver number 0?
I think it's like Keon Coleman.
That's the receiver. That's the guy that who turned me out. Was Michael Bathurst that told me about that guy. Yeah, that kid he is a good receiver. He is a good entrepreneur too. If you look at the rest of his story.
Looking at all what I got here. So
you see what Sasha said in the chat? They got too many 100 million plus guys. Nice problem to have. I find that to be very insightful. They do have a lot of 100 million plus guys.
Yeah. But also too, it's like all these guys got paid, and Shannon Sharp called it out. He's like, everybody got paid. He goes, even with Zeke, he got paid while he was in Cabo, like jogging in the Cabo sand. But then after he got paid, his skill, like his play level was like he even quit. Like, he don't even
like that. We talked about that last
the moment he gets touched, he's like, I'm done. So
we was talking about that before. He hasn't played. His numbers haven't been the same.
So then what made and then that was like that whole running back controversy because you go ahead and you pay Zeke all that money, and then all of a sudden his production has gone less and less and less, and then Tony Pollard shows out, balls out, and then he's kind of going like, who's Zeke? Really?
Now, we can't say who's Zeke. We just was watching a whole lot of Zeke's numbers decline based on how he was drafted. Ricky AA, what's going on? Should I get a stack like Diggs, Stroud, and pass on? I wouldn't pass on Waddle and Smith at all.
I
understand your question. I understand your question fully because Diggs and Stroud are in place to get big numbers, but I can't give up on Waddle and Smith. I cannot.
No.
I cannot personally.
Hey, Tony.
I would watch those numbers. I would watch their receptions. I would watch how hard they get in offense.
And plus on that, and then on top of that, like Tua got a nice
I'm gonna
little
get you, Rich. Hold on, I'm gonna get you.
Tua has a nice little contract also, so now like him and Waddle are gonna be connecting a lot more. Same thing with Cheetah, Tyreek Hill. So
yes.
I mean,
he got his money too. I did see that. He got
his money too. So so don't pass on Waddle. Don't pass. No.
That's a good damn question. Though. Go ahead, Rich. What was you going to say, man?
Well, you were talking about the salaries and stuff, and this is an article that I did on my my Wednesday Let's Talk Football. It's the Bills' Josh Allen explains why he has no problem being underpaid as a quarterback salaries continue. He's currently in a contract right now. He's currently the 13th highest paid quarterback an annual salary. But he goes, this is what he says about it, okay? He goes, listen, everyone's going to have their day, Allen says, via the News 4 Buffalo. I'm happy everyone's getting what they're worth. I think that as the game progresses and guys keep getting paid, the market is the market. I've got no problem with where I'm at right now. And he's content because he's focused on he's got the payday a couple of years. He's in the 6 year. He's getting paid. He's paid some of the quarterbacks that are lower than him. They're probably making an extra 10 million or something like that. He says, I don't really care about that. I'm focused. He wants a ring. That's what because he wants.
They're all in Buffalo for a ring. I want you to. Let me answer Ricky Double A real quick. So no stack. I want Stroud. You want Stroud? Yes. I just can't tell you to drop. I can't tell you to pass on Waddle and Smith. I can't. I hate to tell you not to pick up Diggs, but look at what you got up there. You asked, should I stack like Diggs, Stroud, and pass on Waddle? That's a good damn question from a fantasy football perspective, because you got 3-4 big number players. You got to be able to pull them in the draft. Good luck with that, for real. I just can't. That's hard for me. I appreciate you coming through.
I probably would say like, well, like I guess like which one would be a safer bet? I would say Stroud and Diggs. Mainly with Stroud because I mean with all the weapons you still got you got Tank Dell back. You have God.
Yeah, it gets tough, doesn't it?
But you got the offensive weapons. So yeah, with Stroud, it's like you really can't go wrong. I mean, you got your tight ends. You got your slots, you got your running backs. I mean, you got your ground and pound running backs. So it's like, yeah, I would say like with having Stroud, it's a safer bet.
What position is? What is he?
Who? Stroud? He's a quarterback. He's in Texas.
Oh, quarterback. Oh, okay.
Yeah, quarterback.
He's currently ranked number 6 on the fantasy football.
Yeah, because last year was his rookie season.
Right. Right now you got
Josh Devon and Shane. Yeah, if he's like injury free, oh man, he'll ball out.
But also wrong, but I got you, Sasha. Go ahead, Rich.
I'm just going to say the top 10 for fantasy football now. This is fantasy football, and I'm looking at rotorballer.com, which has a list of top 10. Josh Allen 1, Justin Hurts, Patrick Mahomes number 3, Lamar Jackson, Anthony Richards number 5, C.J. Stroud is number 6, Kyler Murray is number 7, Joe Burrows is number 8, and Dak Prescott number 9, and coming up at number 10 is Jordan Love.
Gotcha. Appreciate that. Rich, what you got on some of the teams that you've been watching?
I haven't really watched any complete games, but the games I've watched, I missed a game I wanted to watch last night. I've actually listened to the first 2 games of the Bill because I'm close enough to Buffalo that I'm in the market, and I guess I was in the market last night because they didn't have the Jet Giant. They had a replay, so that's with the NFL Network. But anyway, the games I have watched and listened, they've been really good. The one game I wanted to really focus on last night was what the stats are, and there was a comment here earlier about Daniel Jones not being good. He did play that bad last night. He played he completed, it was 61% last night on the loss to the Jets. He got 138 yards. But the big thing about the Jets, and I'm very excited about, you have Adrian Martinez, who's a backup quarterback. Hopefully, he's just signed for the preseason right now. So hopefully he'll be a third quarterback or second, whatever. So I think they're either looking at playing 2 or 3 quarterbacks on a lot of teams.
Yes.
I think it's smart they have 3 because of the injuries and stuff that come into play. But Adrian Martinez, a lot of people don't realize, okay, who's this guy they just signed up? He won a championship in the UFL, the Spring League, with the Birmingham Stallions, and he's had 2 previous championships in the USFL. So this guy is a seasoned quarterback that I think he's a great addition. Last night he had 99 yards, 12 for 20 completions, which is fairly good. Tommy DeVito, I guess he played most of the game after Jones left. He had 103 yards, 14 for 27. Tommy DeVito. Tommy DeVito, he's going to be, I think he's a unique giant quarterback.
I remember that name. I'm glad you brought that up. I remember that name was being discussed.
He's a local guy. He's a local guy there in New York and stuff like that. And he has a great following. So the other thing I'm fascinated with is another member a player that used to be in the UFL. He's on Detroit. It's the kicker, Jake Bates. He kicked a 64-footer on the opening game of the UFL. And he's a kicker that is consistent. And Detroit has I would almost surprise this season we may see him break that. What's the record for a kickoff? Did Dallas get it last week there with that 66
or field goal?
Or field goal. They did a
60 yarders. I know there's been 60. There was a 66. I think that might be it. Sasha, tell me what you know about that if you do. Brian, you know anything?
That might because
Do what?
Record for a field goal, longest field goal on history.
I think it's like 62 yards.
Well, it was a 66 from a kicker last week on preseason for the Dallas Cowboys, whoever their kicker is.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Let me look it up.
Sasha said 66.
Yeah, Sasha, 66. Yeah, I saw the replay on it. It's like, holy crap!
And it's possible. I had a friend in college. He was knocking them out 60 yards.
But I've seen this guy, Jake Bates.
And Aubrey.
Yeah, there we go.
That's
this guy from Detroit, Jake Bates. I seen him kick 60 yards, 61. That 64 yard that I saw, he still had enough room. If he had to kick one at 70, this kid could kick it at 70 yards.
That's what's up.
Yeah,
that's what's up.
So if in fantasy football, you might want to, if you want a good kicker that nobody's even looking at, Jake Bates is the guy to get for a kicker.
Give him the info. Give him the info. Yes. We did discuss the Ravens and their backfield. I'm gonna tell everybody right now, they've got to have one of the most dangerous backfields in football. The Baltimore Ravens backfield is sick. Straight up. You got Derrick Henry, you got Gus Edwards,
Mark Andrews.
He's a tight end. He's front line,
Yeah.
but I got you. Yeah. But they're running back.
You got the Shredder.
Didn't Flowers just get in trouble?
No, it was another guy.
Yeah, it was another guy. Okay, yeah.
Another guy named Zay.
Gotcha. I'm taking my preseason Super Bowl prediction as of right now is going to be the Lions and the Ravens. I want to see it. Second best team in NFC. I'm going to go ahead and say 49ers. I had the discussion with Mike a couple weeks ago, and I had to think it over, and I'm going to go ahead and put it on the record right now. NFC best teams. Detroit, because they right there and they hungry. San Francisco's right there. I'll throw the Eagles and the Cowboys up there as well. I do see the Rams coming. I think they're on a strong rebuild, and it's kind of up in the air after that NFC-wise. AFC, I think I'm going to Richard as a nasty fullback. That's what's up. AFC-wise, I think Chiefs are going to be the shoe-in. People got to beat them. Everybody's tired of them, but you got to beat them. Then I'm going to go with the Ravens after them. Then Buffalo. Oh, Ricard, you got a name crazy? Okay. All good, Sasha. All good. What'd I say? Kansas City, Baltimore.
Pressure's on Kansas City, though, for a three-peat. That's going to be – everybody's going to be gunning for them. Everybody's going to be gunning for them as far as that goes. It's a different dynamics that we have not seen as far as a team trying to go for a three-peat. But, any team that goes against them, they said, we're going to knock them down. More so now than years past.
And they've been trying to. What I have. Who else? Kansas City, Baltimore. I'm gonna throw Miami up there. They're due. They should be just as hungry as Detroit. Cincinnati and Buffalo are right there.
I would put Detroit over Miami though. Miami, I think
Well,
they're gonna
for the conference. For the conference.
Yeah.
is what I'm
Oh,
saying.
okay, conference.
For the
Okay.
conference. I think I'm gonna throw the Chargers up there after that, even though they've been disappointing with injuries.
They didn't look too bad yesterday.
I know because everybody's healthy. Because they're healthy. We got to make
Yeah,
it.
and then on top of that, Harbaugh runs a tight ship with the Chargers.
Yes.
He's running
Yeah.
a tight ship. So
AFC wise, let me tell everybody something. You better keep your eyes on Tennessee and Houston and Indianapolis.
Tennessee's got a quarterback that they say is another rendition of Josh Allen.
I've heard that. Mike Patton told us that last season. I just didn't see it.
But also too, Anthony Richardson coming back from his concussion protocol and everything, and he's saying like he was very disappointed in himself. So he's got a point to prove this year. So
that's hunger right there. That's hunger.
I mean, because you got Jonathan Taylor in the backfield, you got Mo Alley Cox as his wide receiver, you got his main guy, and it's like God, I have him every year on my team, and I still can't remember his name.
Yes.
But number 11 of the Colts, and then you got your slot receivers. He's got his weapons, but Anthony Richardson has got a point to prove this.
Yes, he does. Yes, he does.
So
that's a good question. Yes.
I'm not sleeping on him.
Yes.
Because I am well aware of what he can do because what I saw in preseason and on top of that before he even got taken out. Because even though he was putting up a challenge for the Texans prior till he got taken out of that Texans game because of the concussion and everything. So he's got a point to prove.
Also, I want to throw out there the Falcons. I like what they're doing. I'm not sure what to expect. They were pretty much.
Oh, dude, the ground and pound running back team, like they're gelling more and more now.
Yes, the Falcons.
Algier and
Bijan Robinson. Yeah, they got.
Bijan Robinson and Algier. Yeah.
The Bucks. I want to say they're kind of under the radar, but I think they're going to be a pretty solid squad this season. I really think they'll be solid.
I reckon that's a 50-50 team.
Yeah, but they can be in play. They can be in play. Big ups to Baker Mayfield when we did when we went to the Rams. I can't forget that. How you just walk in on team.
I probably would put Atlanta over the Atlanta looks really good this year.
Gotcha.
But however though,
yeah. Go ahead.
Don't sleep on the Saints either.
No.
I was just about to go to the Saints.
Oh, yeah.
I was just about to go.
Don't sleep on the Saints. Because I mean, like what I'm reading and the stuff I get from the places I look at. Don't because already I got the two names like on my list, and I'm just like, oh yeah.
Alvin Kamara is a gimme. Alvin Kamara is a gimme, hands down.
Not just him.
Go ahead.
Swiss Army knife.
Yeah, there we go. Oh yeah, number 7.
Taysom Hill.
Number 7. Yeah.
Because other than playing quarterback, wide receiver, tight end, they got him trying out running back, fullback. I was like, don't sleep on the Saints.
Gotcha. I don't think we need to sleep on
preseason there. And he's matured a lot since.
And also too, Cordell Patterson.
Hands down. That ain't even a question. Let him be healthy. That's
he's being utilized in more roles also other than wide receiver or running back. So,
your thoughts on the Seattle Seahawks?
Yeah, I mean
they could be a sleeper too. I think I've seen them play and. They're not, and this is what their second and third string and stuff like that. Some of these teams are pretty impressive on the depth that they're going to. And again, I think I'm seeing it more that there's more teams going to a 3 quarterback instead of just having 2.
Yeah. I need another squad that I was thinking about. The Steelers. I don't know what to think about them yet. I see what you're saying.
They're a question mark. They're a question mark for me right now.
Now, Sasha, I like what you said right here about Cousins going to Pitts. I agree. Atlanta's got a decent offense. Like I said, they was pretty much right above 500 last year, if I remember correctly, or they were close to 500 during the whole season. They're good. They're in a good place, in my opinion. And I'm pretty much a critic of them more than I'm a fan because I'm in that region. but they're in a good spot right now to do something and to be a problem in the NFL. Carolina, I don't know what the hell to think. I'm telling you myself, I have no idea what to expect with the Carolina Panthers. We don't think they'll make it.
Other than Pitts, you also got London.
I know Atlanta's loaded. All they got to do is gel. Loaded.
Yeah.
Creepers, they're loaded. I have no idea what to expect out of Denver. What do y'all think?
Bo Nix they were talking about him.
Yes.
So he is a quarterback that Denver might be dangerous this year.
Good.
They might be dangerous.
Yeah, because the running back number 38, Jaleel McLaughlin, is highly graded Denver Broncos running back and has played both on third and long and at the goal line in the preseason, suggesting he'll be on the field more in his second season.
Gotcha. Chicago Bears. Mike had a couple good things to say about them.
Yeah.
They got Everett. They got a pretty decent offense this season. They do. Might want to keep our eyes on them. Green Bay, I'm not going to underestimate anymore. I can't.
No.
They keep making it. I can't underestimate them anymore.
No.
Minnesota, anybody?
Well, the big news in Minnesota was the kid that came out of Michigan that he's not going to be playing this year.
We got that. But the rest
of the rest of the team, I don't know. Nothing really stood out during preseason with them as far as that goes. I mean, there was more. Let's just say the game the other day there with Panthers going against or yesterday against the Bills.
Yes.
I was going to say the Panthers. Well, then again, it's preseason, but the Panthers, they look better that game than the last two games. So I don't know. Minnesota. Chicago, I think Chicago's got that division the way they're looking right now, currently.
Detroit going to take that division. They got to.
Yeah,
they got to. It's going to be Detroit and Green Bay, in my opinion, because Green Bay always gets in there. But I'm pulling for Detroit to get to a Super Bowl. I truly am. They were right there last season, right there, and they've never been.
Oh, Sam Donaldson gets another chance. True.
Yes, he does. Go ahead, Brian.
But also, too, Glick and I talked about it last night.
Right.
Don't pass on the Browns. Now, the only thing that's going to be an ailment on the Browns is quarterback. Are you going to go with Watson or are you going to go with Jameis Winston?
Watson.
But other than that, you still have Nick Chubb, Amari Cooper. You still got Njoku, and you have Jordan Akins on for tight end. So I was like, just imagine if they run a dual tight end scheme. And then you still got Ford in the backfield.
Yes.
So don't pass on it. But however, though, the deciding factor is quarterback.
Well, last night game, Cleveland lost to the Seahawks. That's why I think Seahawks I didn't think they were going to play as good as they did against Cleveland. Cleveland, I don't know. It's a high-scoring game. It's depending if they're. I didn't see them being as hungry as they should have been last year.
Cleveland, yeah, it's preseason. I got you.
They got all the tools, but how hungry are they?
They're hungry. Cleveland's
hungry. We'll see. You can't count them out. They're going to be in the mix and stuff like that. But I was really surprised last night. I got back from my campfire last night there, watching some of the Seahawks. Again, this is preseason. It's second and third string guys, but I'm looking at caliber of play on that level that I've never seen in years. Preseason is a lot of sloppy and all that.
Yes.
This year it's a little bit different story. And Sasha says nothing means less than preseason. Yeah, true. Yeah.
Yeah. Who am I forgetting? The Patriots.
Possibility. They're going to be in. I don't think they're going to make the playoffs, but I think they're going to have a better season than they did last year. Gotcha. They got a couple kids that are. I can't think of the names. They got two hot young quarterbacks that are pretty good.
Gotcha. What you got, Brian?
Okay, so looking at the current roster for the Seahawks, I know like with the cuts and everything, but offensively, like quarterback, you got Geno Smith, Sam Howell, PJ Walker. which is a pretty nice company.
That is a nice little quarterback back. Yeah,
that's nice company. I mean, Sam Howell, he's got a strong arm, but he's not that mobile. PJ Walker, I mean, he did pretty decent in Carolina, but didn't get all that many opportunities in Carolina. But when he did start in Carolina,
he didn't do that good.
He did pretty well. But mind you, when the XFL came back in full debut, PJ Walker was the starting quarterback of the Houston Roughnecks and balled out.
Gotcha.
And then like looking at the running backs, you got Kenneth Walker III, Zach Charbonnet, Kenny McIntosh, George Holani, Kobe Lubis, Kyrie Robinson. So not bad. I mean, Charbonnet, keep your eye out on him.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, but you got your ground and pound with Kenneth Walker and Charbonnet. So there's your ground and pound. Now, wide receiver wise, Tyler Lockett, Jackson Smith, Jigba, and then you got Jake Bobu, and then Laviska Shenault that came from Jacksonville. And then
where's DK Metcalf?
Yeah, DK Metcalf, Tyler Lockett.
Okay, you did say his name. Okay,
yeah. So think about it. If you got DK Metcalf, Tyler Lockett, Shenault, and D Eskridge, you're pretty comfortable there. And then for the tight ends, you got like Noah Fant, Pharaoh Brown. Not bad. Pharaoh Brown's he's pretty decent.
Mm-hmm.
Noah Fant just needs to make his name known because I mean his
name's known.
They only use him in clutch.
Yeah, he hasn't had breakout season, but he's known.
Yeah, he's only been using clutch. So I mean, defensively looks pretty average at best, but yeah, I mean,
how about the Raiders?
Oh, the running back. What's his name?
No, I said the Raiders. How about the Raiders?
Yeah.
I don't know what to expect from them. They so up and down, back and forth with the records.
Yeah.
49ers, I got no question about. None.
80 and O'Connell's like going to be running the helm. So
their game there this past Thursday, they went to a tie, 24-24. I don't know how that worked.
Good. Yeah. Raiders got offense. We just got.
But they were and 49ers. That's the one team watching them, Tony. That they didn't really have a lot of their first strings in. That's a team that they're gonna, because I think, I guess in preseason when you don't see them playing it on the TV and stuff, they do have inter team play that we don't see. I would love to be privy to some of those games to see how they're playing out and stuff like that.
But I mean. But for the Raiders, though, yeah, I wouldn't put them past either. I mean, you still got Devontae Adams leading the helm in the wide receiver core.
Mm-hmm.
You still have Michael Mayer, and you got Brock Bowers.
Mm-hmm.
And then for the wide receiver number 2, you got Jacoby Myers, and then for running back, Zamir White solidified his spot as a starter.
Yeah,
gotcha.
So Zamir and I picked up Zamir White in the later because like I was I was trimming the fat off my roster. I was like, well, he's hurt, he's I can't, and then they were like talking about and then all the information that I get my stuff from, that's when I look, I'm like, all right, I pick him up, boom, best decision.
Gotcha. Any teams that I forgot about? The Jets, I know they were enthusiastic with their draft picks, a lot of optimism, sort of little beef between Aaron Rodgers and what's my man's name at the wide receiver?
Oh yeah, the drama. Yeah.
A couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
Which is pretty much them just working together, in my opinion. We got to see how Aaron Rodgers has to do. I'm going to tell you all right now. I'm a Jets fan. Just got to show me this season. I'm exhausted.
Yeah.
There are a lot of mouths to feed on. Sasha, you know what it is? They got a lot of mouths to feed, but everybody's available and ready.
Yeah.
You won't have any one breakout player, QB. But everybody gets the ball, everybody gets a shot. They need to keep Brandon Ayuk. They do not need to let him go. Yeah. Go ahead and break a rule and pay a fine. But keep Brandon Ayuk on that squad.
Yeah.
Because anybody that gets him is going to capitalize, and you're going to look crazy, in my opinion. And
also too, I think like the Rams will be kind of tough, but I don't think they will go as far as wild card.
Say that.
Well, you know what my saying is, Bri?
because the teams I just ran through, I can't even argue it to say that one.
My saying is,
go ahead.
I mean, they put up a good fight. They put up a good fight against the Texans yesterday, but I don't kind of dismiss the Rams because I know they've been in a slump lately. But
I'm not dismissing them at all. I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. What you got, Rich?
well, I was just saying, you know what I'm saying? I've been saying this for a number of years. Every team, before this week 1 starts, every team is a Super Bowl contender.
He does say that. I'm going to take Jacksonville out of that Super Bowl conversation right now.
No,
Yeah.
I think Jacksonville, you might be surprised. I think Jacksonville is going to be playing a lot better than they last year because they that's one you bringing them up. I've seen them play in preseason and they're playing pretty good. They're playing just as well as the Bears and the Texans and stuff like that. So they might be
one division though. In that division, Rich.
Yeah, that's yep.
It's a battle. It's going to be a battle royal. So the AFC South. I mean, and I think Mike Patton would agree. I mean, it's going to be an all-out.
They
battle.
used to be trash. Right now, I think there's going to be a radar in that division. There's going to be a radar on that division. I'm trying to think of any teams I might have forgotten about. The Eagles we haven't discussed.
The only thing that the Eagles that I'm looking forward to is seeing how Barkley does. The rest of the team, I just hope they have a good season because I like the teams in the NFC East. You know, all those teams, even Washington. I don't really. It's like I'll throw them in.
Washington,
but
actually, you know what, Washington. Don't pass on Washington.
I know they were improving. I don't know what they're going to do. They were improving, and I said, you're looking at them against Dallas and the Eagles alone in that division.
No, because I think like they have some new additions on their team that really makes them formidable.
Right, and they can be a problem. I agree with that. We talked about that before. The Washington Redskins the Washington Commanders, can be a problem. They can.
I mean, because you have Martavius Bryant on there. Let's see, Jamison Crowder, not bad. And then you still have your McLaurin on there. Austin Eckler in the backfield. Zach Ertz as tight end.
Right. It's a veteran squad, sounds like already.
Yeah.
It's a veteran squad.
I mean, Marcus Mariota.
He's not a veteran, but he's been around. Well, he's got a few seasons. He's got a few seasons. Uh-huh.
The son is taking up the role as a Super Bowl daddy. Luke McCaffrey, a rookie from Rice.
Okay.
Yeah.
The Bengals. What do we think about them?
I mean, they took a loss with Joe Mixon, and then also too, Tyler Boyd is no longer there either, right? If I'm not mistaken.
What you got, Rich?
Well, in the preseason, they did. I heard. I was listening to an interview. Burrow's there. He's on the sideline and stuff like that. He is at the healthiest he has ever been. He said since he's been in the NFL because he's had some issues in the years past of injuries and other things and stuff like that. But he's looking forward to this year. I know there was a big deal about his hair, painting it. Was it the white blonde thing going for him or whatever and stuff? But he shows some confidence that he's serious about proving himself this year. I think that's the takeaway I had on the interview there, and very confident. He has full faith in Cincinnati. So Cincinnati, it's going to be interesting to see on all these teams really the first 3 or 4 games. And after, and I've always said this in the past, after 4 games, we're going to have a feel of where they're standing and stuff like that.
Exactly. Tina, thank you for coming through. I appreciate it, man, honestly. That's all the teams I can think of.
The upcoming season, I think the first Thursday night game, Baltimore against Kansas City, couldn't ask for two better teams to go against each other for Thursday night.
AFC Championship game.
The only bad thing I have, it's on NBC Peacock. I'm not a Peacock. If Ted was here, I had to throw that in for Ted because Sasha says, I hope Burrow stays healthy. So, and he is healthy though. He has stated that, Sasha, that in his comment, he says, and he says, I'm at the healthiest. No injuries, no problems. He's had some good practices this preseason. So I think we're going to hopefully, and we said that about Aaron Rodgers last season. What, four snaps and he's out for the season. So that's the mystery of football. You never know.
It is. You never know when you're going to get hurt. You want to come in 100% just in case. Period. That in the story. The Dolphins, I got no questions. They're solid.
Their first game is against Jacksonville in Miami for the first week, and
that's not good. That's not good.
For who? Miami or Jacksonville?
For Jacksonville.
No, I'm almost thinking. Just as a pre-pick, I'm looking at. I said I would see that would be an upset. I'm going to go on the limb. That's going to be an upset. As far as that goes.
Go for
it. But I'm just looking at the schedule right now, and some highlight games. New England's playing Cincinnati and Cincinnati. Where's Dallas? Who's Dallas playing? Oh, they're playing Cleveland. So that's in Cleveland. So that should be a good game.
Yeah. Match of the letdowns.
Actually,
you know what? To be fair, if Glick is listening, or maybe watch the replay, I picked Cleveland over Dallas.
In Cleveland. I don't blame you. In Cleveland.
I don't blame you.
Home team advantage, yeah, I could see that.
I don't blame you. So for those who don't know, we keep a record of our predictions. Rich does that. Appreciate Rich for sticking around. We added him in the mix. He added us into his. This is how you work together when you live stream. Brian is the original co-host. When I set this up, he's the one who's supposed to be here. His schedule has been crazy, but he's made it, so I'm grateful. Ted should be here, but he's normally busy on Sunday morning. Smoke's normally busy a little bit. Glick is either asleep or busy, as he always tells me, but he stays up all night, broadcasting 3, 4, 5, 6 hours, 4, 5, 6 days of the week.
If I could interject something I was looking for, I said, where are the Jets? They're playing Monday night against San Francisco, so that's in San Francisco. So that's going to be a tough one for the Jets. But just hypothetically, if the Jets win that game, that's going to send a signal about what type of Jet team we're going to see this year.
If the Jets win that game, I agree with you, Rich. They have been known to pull an upset here and there every now and then.
I know, like with the Jets, like, they're talking about like with Aaron Rodgers, should he be like playing preseason? But I think with his Achilles injury, I think it's safer, because you already invest a lot of money in him. I would just say, hey, let the other guy. It's preseason. Let the other guys get their reps in. But for him, mainly like get his footwork in, so that way his Achilles is tested.
Gotcha.
Because you don't want to go where you're already in the third game of the year, and all of a sudden, oopsies.
That's where I was saying, Brian. I would love to have been privy to some of those the intermatches off the screen, where Rodgers was actually suited, to see if he was really suited up, because I didn't see any video of it because they sort of keep it close. Let's see, if Jets win that game, I'll rip the vaccines.
Oh,
okay.
However, though, with this being said, Breece Hall is going to run amok
against San Francisco. We'll see. He can. He can. Like I said, against San Francisco.
If you think about it, his size and speed is really his biggest attribute. So if Rodgers is not going to test his in the pocket or whatever, and if he just straight hands it off to be on the safe side, so I mean, you do have a wall in the offensive line, so they can protect. So I'm just saying, like, Breece Hall may run amok.
Yeah.
And to be fair, I wrote him off last season I had him on my roster. I had him on my bench on my roster on my other NFL league.
Yes.
And next thing I see his numbers, I'm like, well, I'll be damned. So
yeah,
then,
his numbers are up and down. He can break out. You want to catch it, but they've been so up and down through the season.
And then you still have Michael Carter too, right?
I thought he left.
Because your ground and pound is Carter and Brees Hall. Oh, he's with the Cardinals now? Okay.
Michael Carter.
Well, shit.
Cardinal running back. Let me look.
Oh, okay. So running backs, you have Braylon Allen, Israel Abanikata. God, where's JoJo?
Yeah, I'm kind of watching him, but he hasn't been getting the ball like he should. I was trying to keep him on the radar last year.
Oh, I was like, where's JoJo with all this last name pronunciations?
Yeah, we need JoJo. Super syllable sportscaster himself, JoJo, Mr. B, the MMA guy. JoJo.
Oh, okay. You have Tyler Conklin as tight end, Malachi Corley as wide receiver, Isaiah Davison running back, Anthony Fursker.
We'll see how it goes. I'm going to bring this down because I got to get him situated over there, gentlemen. I appreciate you all for being here. This was an outstanding broadcast, in my opinion. 17 sets of eyes. I want to thank each and every last one of you. We peaked at 18. Sasha, I appreciate you. Tina, I appreciate you. Laura, I appreciate you coming through. Sadie, I know you was here. Thank you. Ricky AA, thank you for coming through. Please follow, stick around, all that good stuff. Who else we got in here? I believe that was it and everybody. I'm going to get him situated before he gets bored. He had a good day yesterday. I'm trying to make sure he has one again today. Maybe we'll do something tonight. We'll see how it goes. We'll see if Smoke comes on. If he does his thing, I'm going to try and jump over there and see if he wants to discuss it. Maybe we'll do something before then. We'll see how the day goes. Gentlemen, thank you all again. All of you watching, I appreciate it. We will be here weekly. Look for us around 10:30 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time, Eastern Standard Time on Sundays during the regular season. The regular season does start next Thursday, September 4th. Honestly, hell of a way to work the book. Can't work with this dude too much.
Hell of a way to work.
Sasha's crazy. I will be sharing this over the Rumble. We are currently live on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, and LinkedIn. I'm going to share this over the Rumble. I keep it within the time frame. I might be able to throw it over there to TikTok and Instagram, but I don't have it in portrait, so it's going to look crazy, but it will be out. Thank you.
Is there a time limit on TikTok? Just curious.
An hour.
Oh, you can do up to an hour. Okay.
That's why I keep the show within an hour so I can throw it out. So when I start doing them in portrait, that way they'll be seen over there instead of landscape. But landscape is better for most of the platforms. Portrait is for the other two that I wanted to add on. I can share it over there with them. So like I said, thank you all again. Keep your eyes open. Get your rosters ready. I may do more during the week as we come up with more information. Bathurst, if you see this, keep the information up as well. Rich, you do the same. Check out Rich Roberts, y'all. Let's Talk Football. It's Wednesday nights on Rumble.
Thank you, Tony.
Yes, we do use Rumble Studio as well. We like what we're seeing over there. We like how we can multi-stream with no problems, no issues. He's even added a couple of platforms to the game. So, Rich, I do appreciate you with what you do. Feel free to share any information, any part of this broadcast over there, what you're doing, the show we're doing together.
Yep.
You know, I mean,
that's
like
what
that.
It's all about.
You can't catch Brian because he ain't on nobody's platform except for YouTube, because he's going to do something that's going to make people boot him, and that's just what he does. So he'll be up here with us. He's also on Nonsense Nonsense Network. He's also on Late Night Parents. My man Ted Hicks. Ladies and gentlemen, ways to follow the show, latenightparents.com. Check us out all over the place. What else we got? Rich does football. Bathurst does football. Ted will talk about it. We'll see what Smoke's going to do tonight.
Since Rich, one question. Since
look what happens. Look what happens every time. Look what happens. Look what happens.
Oh, there it is.
It's in the chat.
It's in the very beginning of the chat.
Jason, come here, big boy.
Yes, you may. Yes, you may. Okay, Rich. Since my other co-host is pretty much MIA, are you open to like check out Power Slap and then maybe like, you know?
Oh wow, you know I've talked about it. I have yet to see. I've probably seen one or two slaps since it started. So
they do have a channel on Rumble and you can watch it.
Yes, yeah, I've seen that. I've yet to tap in stuff. That would be interesting. That would be interesting. I'm going to have to look at some slaps now.
Yeah, look at the contenders. Look at all that. Yeah.
No, who is the you've seen it? Who is the number one to keep tabs on? Number one slapper.
You got so many. You have the Vern brothers. You have the Crazy Hawaiian, and then you have the Hawaiian Hitman. You got those two brothers, and they're in the super heavyweight division.
Do they have tag teams now?
No.
Okay.
They're just ranked. They're just ranked up there.
Okay.
So you got the Vern brothers from
Ted,
Hawaii.
scroll up in the Twitch chat. You'll see the link in there, Ted.
And then like for the women, like they're still trying to grow the women's division, but you do have two powerhouses, and now Paige Van Zant, former UFC fighter, bare knuckle boxer. Now she's in the mix for the women's division for the power slap, which she had a pretty nice debut. And so the girl could take a punch. She sure as hell could take a slap.
I've got it on my post-it, so I'm going to be checking it out. And then that's a good idea. We could do.
Yeah, get you involved. So that way broaden out your sports mind.
Ted.
Well, yeah,
Ted,
and then is Ted coming up? Sideline reporter extraordinary. He doesn't want to come up now. The link said, "Come on up, Ted. You got it. Tony's giving you a couple minutes." It's a reversal. You always on his show. It's always.
Ted likes to make the grand entrance.
Yeah. But that's a good idea, though. And what would be really great, I would love it, as far as even host it, would be a broadcast on Slap with you, Brian, and JoJo.
Go for it.
That would rock.
We all gotta do a GoFundMe for JoJo to get him
exactly.
an iPhone, toss that Android, and go with iPhone.
Give me the address. I can drop 25 in it right off the bat.
Yeah.
As far as getting him something. Sasha says, I like slapping. It's like professional sports based around where's my money?
Unbelievable. I guess Ted ain't coming up.
Is that coming up? Okay.
I guess he ain't coming up.
Ted, come on, man. Ted.
Tony, if you put this up on TikTok, where the cutoff is at an hour, that it cut off.
It's not gonna make it on TikTok or Instagram right now. So I ain't gonna.
Oh, won't they cut it off for an hour? You know what you can do? You can edit it down to an hour. You just get the first hour.
I like doing what we do because can't nobody. Quite frankly, excuse me, everybody. Can't nobody fuck with us. That's why.
There we go. Okay. Oh,
even our mistakes are dope.
Yeah. Well, Teddy, he wanted to come in. You gave him the link, and now he's fiddling around. It's not that complicated.
We don't give out misinformation. We just give out educated guesses.
Yes.
Gotcha. Okay.
We hypothesize.
Yeah, it's educated guesses, no misinformation.
There we go.
Hypothesize.
I like that idea about the slap, though. That's interesting. I didn't even think of that. That's a good idea.
I'm not a power slap fan, so y'all run the.
No, that'd be a good idea. That's something.
What's crazy is there's an audience for that, so y'all got something there. Honestly.
Well, Rumble, there's an audience. That's where it's at.
That's what because they show it over. That's my point. Yeah, I told Brian, I told him and Josie, I need to get over there and do that.
Yeah, I mean, we did only. Well, we did one together.
Yes,
and then we I missed on the time, but I caught the tail end of it where he and I were commenting. But yeah, I mean, it's fun. It's exciting. I mean, it's still growing.
Now, what's their season consist of? Is it like a season or?
They're kind of running the same format as they would like for UFC, like how UFC has like the Ultimate Fighter. So they have like the power slap. So in that same format where you got your teams of power slapping, and then after that, they once they get everything processed and everything, then they'll go ahead and set it up for the upcoming event. So which I keep my eye on whenever they're gonna do it, but it's mainly they have it out in Vegas, but I'm pretty sure sooner or later they're gonna branch out to where they'll come out to the they'll come out to different cities, but for right now Vegas is the spot.
Right. Yeah, that's what I gathered. Yeah, that's where the
Vegas is where the money's at. All right, I gotta drop down because I'm gonna get him situated. We waited. We'll see if we can do something later if Ted's available. I'll jump on for him. Y'all keep your eyes open for it. So, fellas, appreciate y'all. Everybody in chat. Thank y'all again. Ted, let me know later on if you want to do something. I'll be